Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
Hello and welcome to the Good Vibes Only show right here on DreamStream. My name is Kgoroeadira. Thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of the show. So today I am joined by Sibahle Mpisane, the gorgeous Sibahle Mpisane, also known as Fitness Bunny. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Now, the reason why I invited her to our show today is because in the year 2018, Sibahle was involved in a near-fatal car accident. And I thought it fit to have her in the show today, just so we have a discussion around her journey after the accident, and also how she's just been able to have a positive outlook on life since the accident. So, Sibahle, I know a lot of people hate this question, but I ask it because I really just want to find out a lot more about the individual that I'm talking to and also just know their story. So tell us a bit about yourself and, where Sibahle is from, who you were as a little girl growing up.
Yeah, there's a lot, eh?
Yeah.
So, for me, I grew up in the township, in Lamontville. And next thing I was at the suburbs. Started off at Pinetown, then ended up in Umhlanga, Lalusha. And I was always a girl who's just chasing after something. I've always set goals for myself. Say, Sibahle, do ABC, ABC. But mainly for me, it was to make my parents proud.
Yeah.
So that was actually all I did. Like growing up, I always did so many things in means to make my parents proud, and they were, from doing all the sports activities, having to get an A
in your studies. Nice.
Yes, and like from high school to varsity, getting good marks, and to being a person who actually gets the degree because I did not fail, which was good, because my parents spent a lot of money, so I kind of felt like I owed them that much. And then in 2018, when my accident happened, that's when I just got my degree. And it was actually my last year here in South Africa because I was like, I'm starting my business I was moving to LA. And things just shut down like that, and having to be the person I am today, it's like your whole dream, the person you saw yourself as is not the person I am today. And I'm still longing to actually be that person, but it's a struggle. Nothing comes as easy as it looks,
I can imagine. Now, I don't want to ask you about the day of the accident and actually how it happened, but you don't like talking about it, I can imagine. But I just want to find out from you the moment when you woke up from the accident and realized the severity of the accident and the effect that it had on your body and also your mental state. How was that of a feeling to you?
Well, when I woke up, I had amnesia, so I had no memory of what a hospital is or anything. So I was just a person who woke up in thinking I was in high school, and I remembered my principal's name, my teacher's names, and I was telling mom, like, please call them and tell them I'm still stuck here.
Sure.
Because they said, I thought I fell down the stairs. That's how bad it was. The fact that I thought I fell down the stairs, that's how I'm in hospital. And I was always a person trying to explain myself, telling my mom and my dad what to go tell
your principal.
And I'll always be asking how long I'm here for, because sometimes you just wake up and everything is just weird, and you just want to actually go home, because as much as I had a full memory loss, I still was a certain part of me was still living, but it was very like it was me in high school.
Yeah, so you only
basically.
remembered parts of
Yeah,
your
so far,
life prior
so
to
it's
it.
me waking up in that and everything I was missing, wanting to get out of hospital so I can actually go to school.
Yeah, so
You
tell
know,
me.
so I always laugh at it. I'm like, wow, out of everything, school.
That's good.
But I love my school.
That's
St. Mary's, I
good.
went to St. Mary's and I won't lie. I enjoy school.
Yeah.
I don't mind returning.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Funny enough, when we all grow up, we all say, I wish we could go back. We didn't know that adulting would be
It's
this
so hard.
intense.
Oh my God.
So, but now, like you're saying, you remember parts of your life, which means that your school, the period when you were in school, played a vital role in molding the person that you are. Would you say that?
I would, most definitely, because I felt like you were under good pressure where everyone has to actually be good at something. You know, when
Yeah.
St. Mary's is that school basically.
Yeah.
Everyone is smart, everyone is athletic, so you have to fit in, you know. So I did a lot so I can fit in, because if you don't fit in, it's kind of embarrassing to your parents.
Yeah.
So it kind of did push me to be the person I am today, because I'm a fighter, you know. Till today, I still fight to do A, B, C.
Yeah.
Even when things are looking impossible,
Yeah.
I'm just like, do you know who I am?
Speaking about
yeah.
speaking about you of being a fighter, I can attest to that with watching your journey, because I mean, you were told that by doctors, you were told that you may not be able to walk.
Yeah.
And now you refused to hear that report. You and your mom refused to hear that report. And literally, your doctor had to put together pieces of your bone just to show your bones, just to show that you're a walking testimony. You're a fighter. You fight for the things that you want. Tell me about that process, because I feel like you are showing us in many ways that you need to have faith as an individual, even if it's a small ounce of faith, in whatever situation that it may be, that you need to have faith, because miracles happen on a daily, miracles happen at any time.
It's such a hard journey, because miracles do happen. Like, I'm a person who can actually speak, you know, through experience. But when you are in a situation, you don't think there's a possibility for you to get out of what you're in.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see that, hey, God is by my side. Like, I was never a person who believed that God actually loved me. I used to pray just to shout at God and say, what a punishment.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what it felt like. It felt like a punishment, to a point where I woke up every day to question God and say, why didn't you just give me peace? You know, if I rested in peace, I would actually be in peace, you know, compared to the person I am today, where I have to, because recovering is not easy.
Yeah.
The recovery journey is not easy, and
It's a journey on its own.
it's such a journey. But you know, it took me a while, you know, after suicidal attempts, giving up on myself and everything. But I got to a point of actually believing in God and say, hey, listen, I'm going to put everything on your side. Everything is on your hand. So let me see where you're going to take me. And I'm here today, you know, for a person who was not going to be able to walk. And I had my automatic wheelchair, which I very much hated.
Yes,
you know, because I was just like, and it was heavy.
Yeah.
But I was always looking at things like, oh my God, how am I going to wear my sneakers? How am I going to wear heels?
Your high
You know, the
heels.
person I was like, and I had all my clothes sitting there waiting for me, because I was like, I used to look at them, and my doctor was like, no, you won't be able to wear heels again. I'd be like, listen,
don't say that.
Listen.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have a solution, but I was like, for as long as I'm alive, I'm going to fight. I'm going to make it possible. And I actually did manage to design my moon boots to accommodate me. And today I wear my heels, my red bottoms,
Yes.
everything
Yes,
good.
honey. Yes, honey. Still looking good.
So, you know, you look at things where you realize that you have given up on yourself. You thought there was no solution, but there actually is a solution. It's just that when you're in whatever circumstance you're in, nothing looks like it has a solution, because I didn't think there was a solution at all.
Yeah.
You know, from waking up to, and even now I'm not fully where I have to be, but I'm just like, it'll work out.
Yeah.
Just remain positive, but it's hard to remain positive. If I had to tell a person how to do it, oh my God. Oh my God.
It's a journey.
It's such a journey.
Let's talk about the 3 suicide attempts. You tried 3 times. Now there is a voice when you're suicidal that's constantly telling you that this is what you need to do. You know, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Tell me about overcoming that voice. I know it's hard, and like we've been saying throughout, that it's a journey that you're still going through. But what is that voice that gets to you and that says this is what you need to do, and then how are you then able to overcome that voice after the 3 suicide attempts that you've had?
It's so weird. Like, there will be someone who actually talk to you, assist you into planning everything, because I will plan everything of mine. So I realized that with me surviving all my suicide attempts, I realized that, you know what, I'm meant to be here for a reason. And when I stopped, I didn't stop because I got tired. No, I just realized that, you know what, I've done the most. And I was like, yeah, the next time I try this, I was like, I know I'm going to be paralyzed.
Because you've been trying.
That's when I was like, you know what, dear God, I won't do this. I made an oath. I said I would never attempt that again, because I know I will survive again. You know, even if I had to think of burning myself, surprisingly, I might survive. And I'll have to live with that, something which will obviously break me more than I thought I was broken. So I just told myself that, you know what, I'm a very smart girl. I know how to plan. I was like, Svahle, you've planned. You've survived to a point where I don't even need medical attention, like things afterwards. Like, to go to hospital, I'm just like, how? When I survived what I did, you know? So I just decided to make a vow and say I will never do it again. So sometimes you'll be so stressed, so emotional, and you're like, oh, what can I do? Let me go jump in the ocean and drown. No, the sharks will save you.
Somehow.
So it's something I just decided to give up on. So it's not like I'm ignoring the voice. Sometimes it does creep up, and when it does creep up, that's when I pray and I'm like, because it's a thing, like it will always like kind of creep up.
It will be there.
It'll be
subtly.
there. You know, when you're like so stressed out and it creeps up, and I'm just like, not here. And I think it's having that self-control. You know, which is very hard, you know, because not everyone can, especially because when they're actually talking to you, you'll be sitting, let's say I'm sitting, and then I get an idea. Like the last idea I got, I was like, wow, but no, you know, because either way, I just feel like I'll survive again. You know, it looks very good. The idea looks very good, but I'm like, I just feel like I'll survive again. And I made a vow that I won't do that again. So as a Christian, I say, just stick to your vows. Don't make an oath and then go against it. You know, so that's the person I've been since 2019, and I'm actually happy with myself. So
I'm glad you've gotten to that point where you have that, where you're conscious, let me say, about the thoughts that you have, because you can so easily fall into that dark place that you were in. But now you're able to say, okay, no, you know, this is not my path. This is not what I'm going to do, you know.
Need a photo studio? The Dreamstream Photo Studio includes a 2.7-meter PVC backdrop in black and white and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Son of Augustine. Let's go.
Now, you've openly shared your journey on social media platforms, right?
I did, yeah.
And you posted how you've embraced your moon boot, you know, because without it, your leg is still not strong enough to function without it.
Yeah, I can't walk upstairs easily like everyone. But right now, wearing my heels, I walk upstairs, downstairs with my moon boots, obviously. Even when I'm wearing flat shoes like slops, I can't walk up and downstairs as easily. But without the up and down stairs, I can still walk. It's just that I'm slower. And then my pace is slower, you know. So I think it's also like a mental thing. I don't know, there's just so much into it. And also you need to think that if you have an ankle bone and you're walking and your foot has a motion into it, so think of a person who has to walk without that motion, you know. I have to walk basically, and there's no motion into it, so there's no pressure. I don't feel anything at all. I don't feel any pain at all. I'm fully recovered, just permanently injured because I'm not like you know. So I can never say everything of mine is hundreds. I don't have an ankle bone, so that's a permanent injury.
Yes. You also showed us...
and also people are always asking, can't you...
I wanted to get to that, you see, because I was going to say you also recently posted where you did a non-surgical rhinoplasty, right?
Yeah.
And people, when I read the comments, like people are just going on about such negative things, and some are just so insensitive, asking when you're removing your moon boot, you know, is it necessary to do the certain things that you're doing? But I'm just like, this is you that's living this, you know, on a daily basis. It's a process, it's a journey that you're trying to better. How do those comments make you feel?
Well, I won't say at first. It doesn't sit nicely, you know. It's very sensitive because it's a simple thing where I'm like, people speak a lot when they're not in the circumstance, in the situation, you know. I'm like, number one, if it was you, you know, in my situation, where would you be, number one? Number two, why can't you just be happy for me that I'm actually, you know, still operating as a normal person, if not doing better than you, you know? So it's a simple thing where people are always trying to find negativity and to actually lower your energy into seeing a bright light, because I think people are just unhappy with themselves, that they want to actually make everyone else unhappy. As much as it hits me, I got to a point where I realized that actually my power is still above yours, so whatever.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. So I just sit down, I relax, and I continue to live my beautiful life, because my life is beautiful.
Yes, babes. Yes. I've come to realize that you're a person that genuinely loves life. You last mentioned to me that you want to go skydiving, and I'm like, girl, why? You know, why would you want to do that? But I've come to realize that you're just someone that loves, you know, living. You don't like being restricted.
Yes, because, you know, with me in 2018, one, it's very awkward to say this, but if I did pass away, I was going to rest in peace, because, you know, I feel like my life, I was living every day like it was the last day. You know, I did everything. I was happy with myself. And with me being alive today, I always say, Spahle, continue to be that person. Live every day like it's your last. Like, today, actually, I'm happy, I look pretty, I'm fine. If things are to end today, trust me, I will rest in peace. You don't have to pray for Spahle to rest in peace. She'll rest in peace.
Yes.
You know? So now, that's why I'm always a person who wants to try so many things out. And also, I'm not a person who's open to everyone, because people like asking questions, and I don't feel like I owe you an answer. But also, I feel like energy is, I just sense energy so much, so I don't like having a lot of people around me.
Yeah.
But with the few that I'm close with, you know, like, we talk, the things I tell them, I listen to them, like, I actually interact with a few people, and with the few people I interact with, I'm actually happy.
You're happy.
To, you know, that my airtime, you finished my airtime, it's nice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind.
It's
you know,
genuine.
It's genuine. You know, when things are genuine, everything you are doing is genuine. Me going to gym, and me cooking, and me even visiting certain places, like going to go do my hair. I'm always doing my hair. Aside from wigs, my natural hair, I also love doing natural hairstyles. And I feel beautiful with the wig and without a wig. And, you know, it's very hard for most people to get themselves in that level, you know. So I'm always a person who's taking such good care of myself, because I know that this is all I have. The person I am is all I have. Everything else around me is not mine. I'm all I have. You know, when things end, this will be Spahle. This will be the end of Spahle. So while she's still alive and still running, just live peacefully.
I love that. You mentioned that you keep a very small circle with the people around you and all of that. What is the importance, especially through your journey, with having such a good support structure and people that are constantly there when you need them, to conversate with them, to be able to call them to say, I need this, I need that, or I just need lifting? What is the importance of having a good support system?
I was a people's person. I'm very social, but you get to a point where, not you get to a point. In 2018, I had best friends, too many best friends.
Yeah.
And too many friends, and I just had, everyone was on my side.
Yes.
And then with that small fall, everyone walked away from me. And that's when I realized that actually a big part of me till today, from that time, realized that don't ever rely on the person next to you.
Yeah.
Because maybe that one time when you actually fall, if I had to fall again, maybe they will also not be there.
Yeah.
You know, so it becomes weird where it's not only just friends, whoever on the side, also with your blood and everything. So it's a very tricky situation where you just don't know who to trust, because everyone loved me so much. I was so loved, and then I just woke up one day and I was a forgotten person. It's like everyone said to me, rest in peace.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm not a people's person today. I keep a very small circle because I don't know who to trust and who not to trust. I just focus on myself.
Which is very valid. When was that moment where you now decided to live? You know, when you decide to live and not let the accident define who you are. When was that moment?
The 1st of December 2018. When I left hospital.
My goodness.
The only thing that slowed me down was that I had to think. I'm like,
You were in a wheelchair.
Yes. But now, I was already thinking of everything I'm going to do, calling my makeup artist, my hairstylist. Because now, like everyone, like my makeup artist, she was the sweetest. She used to come to my house early hours in the morning because I used to wake up at 3. But she'll be at the house by 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'll be having breakfast by 9, So I sat down when I left hospital and I was like, how am I actually, because I had no full memory of, let me just say I had no memory of how to do my makeup, hair. And I had to sit down and think, I'm like, to get dressed and for me to combine the colors where, everything
look good.
Where I look good and jewelry. It was also complex to me where I actually had to sit down, go through all my Instagram pictures and look at other people and research, so I had 2 weeks of studying, like of how.
I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show.
Are you a musician?
My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise.
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour. It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
How to do this live thing again?
Especially, who are you meant to be? Or how are you meant to operate? How are you meant to live? When you just don't have an idea of how you actually meant to operate. So it was very hard on me, but after 2 weeks, I was out the house, nicely dressed every day. If you look at my pictures from I didn't go to the club.
Okay.
But if you look at my pictures from 2018 December, I looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I was actually happy. I was even going to gym because I was thinking, how am I gonna actually put these leggings? Because I had the metal. So I'm like, how am I gonna do it? Oh no, in 2018 I didn't have the metal. It was still a moon boot.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna do it because leggings are so tight,
Yes.
and I'm like, I should cut it.
Yes.
It's like it was like I had to make a whole plan, and I had to buy more leggings
Sure.
that were slightly bigger than me. But it's I don't know. That's when I just decided that's hey, you know what? Because also I think at the time by the time I left hospital, I was already planning my second suicide attempt. So
Okay.
I was living every day like it's my last. So that's how I was planning. I was doing everything. I was happy. I was at gym. I was out. I was always like at Oyster Box Hotel or Beverly Hills, eating there. I would eat at Oyster Box breakfast. I would be Beverly Hills lunch, back at Oyster for supper.
You were living.
I was living.
Yeah.
But I was living because I knew it was my last few days.
Yeah.
So I would say everything was beautiful. I enjoyed my time in my wheelchair. Everything was just beautiful.
Yeah.
It was the way, it wasn't, because everyone was confused as to, for a person who's in a wheelchair, why is she always so out and active? Why is she always at gym?
Yeah.
Even my doctor was like, Spasha, sit down and elevate your foot. I'm like, my guy, I'll do that in hell. Because obviously I knew that's where I'd end up.
Yeah.
And then I was always up, and then I ended up going to, the first time I went to the club was in 2019 in April. It was my brother's birthday. And they were going to the club. So me sitting there, I'm like, oh, so I'm not invited. I'm excluded.
Yeah. You made them feel guilty.
My mom was like, no, you can go. Are you ready? I'm like, yes.
So you're still in a wheelchair?
Yes. So that was the first time I went to the club, and I
Yeah.
won't lie, I enjoyed it so much. And from that day, I never stopped. Every weekend I was at the club.
Yeah, the way you
But
enjoyed it.
Yes, but now from the time I left hospital, and I think from the time I was even in hospital, because in hospital I used to suntan, I used to, except that the only thing they didn't do was to allow me to visit out of hospital, because I'll be like, can you just put me in the car and we just go for a drive?
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I didn't do. But I did everything in hospital. My hair was done. I had even tips.
Only girl.
I was always just one. It was like I was not in hospital.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing my family did for me, which I appreciate so much, because it was beautiful.
It became home.
It became home.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. It became home. Even my fridge, where I would have everything I wanted to have. And at that time, obviously, with my memory loss, the one thing I did not forget about was kawaii. I was like, in hospital, they'll bring me food. I'm like, I can't eat that. Please order food for me at kawaii. So, yeah, I was dramatic. But that's the only thing I knew, that I thought kawaii was the only healthy thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't think hospital food was healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just crazy. But yeah, so me being in my second stance, it didn't affect me. I operated like I was a normal person till today. So yeah.
What has this journey taught you?
This journey has taught me to be patient.
Yeah.
Because I won't lie, from your prayers to you working on yourself, everything you do, you don't get it in your timing.
Yeah.
So if anything, it has taught me to be patient. If one thing about me, I'm patient. And the beautiful part about it is you see actually something coming together.
Yeah.
Even if it's a year later, and you're like, because I write everything down. So I'm always like, I've got all my books from 2019 till today.
Yeah.
Where I've written everything down, especially the things I wrote down in 2019. Where I go back and I tick the box.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who would have thought? So
Gone full circle.
if one thing it has taught me is to be patient and to just remain positive in everything I'm facing. I always know that I'll overcome it.
Yeah.
So in whatever the person has to say, I'm just like, sit down. So I don't really give much of myself into the negative side of the world. I'm just happy the way I am, and I think I've shielded myself to just be like, this is me, like everything here
to be
is
happy.
just happy. It's positive and it's beautiful, and I'm just happy with myself. I'm like, Spahle, you're doing well, keep doing what you're doing.
That's
Every day when I wake
That's
up, I wake
so
up
good.
and pray, which was never me. I was never a Christian before. And yeah, since 2019, I became a full Christian. Well, after making my vow
Yes.
of not attempting suicide anymore. And yeah, I'm just happy with the person I've become, and I've had the support. It's also a thing, like even me being a Christian, because at first I read the Bible, I was like, what the hell? And then I bought another Bible, I was like, oh, maybe this Bible.
One you could understand.
And I just didn't understand anything, But my mom's sister, she's the one who actually got me to do Bible studies. That was the best thing I ever did, and it made me see so much more than what I thought was meant to be. What was, what you just never understand the Bible or what it means to be a Christian. I went to a Christian school, and look at me, I was not a Christian.
Yeah.
So I think we grow up, and I even used to go to church every week, but I think we just grow up without an understanding of what are you doing.
Yeah.
So
you just do it religiously without having an understanding.
So my mom's sister, my aunt, she helped me so much, and we've just been going through it every week since 2019 till today. So I'm happy.
Can we expect a book? What do you like saying? Permanently. What's that line you say? Permanently
fully recovered,
permanently injured since 2018.
Yes.
That's a book title. That should be a book title.
Even on my bio now, because people, the people who follow me today, they're like, when are you healing? I'm just like, and the people who knew me before, they just know, okay, nah, this is her.
Yeah.
But I just have it on my bio, so at least they know permanently injured. And that's the thing, like, I stopped doing operations. It was in 2021.
Sure.
So since 2021, I haven't had any operations, which is good. I'm very happy. But I wouldn't be surprised if I had to be called to do an operation again. You never know with the body. You'll never know.
Yeah.
But so far, everything is good. I'm taking good care of myself. And yeah.
Swatle, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you and you sharing your story. Like I said before, I think it's so beautiful to watch, especially people that have such an inspiring testimony, and you see that testimony through that person's life. So I thank you so much for sharing your story and also being an inspiration to people out there, that are going through difficulties, to know, okay, this is life, but as long as I get up, I can still keep moving forward. As hard as it may be, I can still do so.
Because for me as well, I was inspired by, I have a few individuals who inspired me. Like the first lady, she only had one leg, and she's so active. Like, oh my God, she will literally beat us.
Is it?
Yeah, she's that active and that strong. And I was like, wow, how?
Yeah.
And then this other guy, he's in Cape Town. He was surfing and his right leg got bitten off by a shark, and then he was driving. I'm like, so obviously I was DMing everyone. Luckily they all responded.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are you driving?
How?
And then he's like, with my left foot. So I was like, if he can do it, I just got in my car, drove off. And thank you to him. And he was swimming so well. He still surfs with his left foot. And I'm like, what am I crying about? I've got both my legs. The only thing of mine that's missing is just an ankle bone. Some people, like this other guy, he was born without both his legs and with one arm. But he's so strong. Everything he does, he does everything. And I'm like, if he can do it,
what's stopping
me?
Yeah.
So I told myself, Sbahle, don't cry over nothing, So I always tell people out there, I'm like, guys, whatever you're going through, always look at the next person. Look at a person like me. Look at, if you're in a worse circumstance than mine, look at people in worse circumstances than yours, and actually you will notice how well they are doing. So what's making you cry and keeping you from actually moving forward? So that's the thing where people must just know that if there are actually more challenges, people are facing worse things than what I'm facing. So don't cry too much or be out here attempting suicide like I did, because I'm just like, I sat down, I was like, if I've done it, I was like, I wonder how many times they've done it, or I'm like,
Or
wow,
what they're facing
it
to
would be so
make you want
embarrassing. The
to.
fact that maybe they've never tried it,
Yeah.
because just because I did it doesn't mean everyone will do it, So there's just so much into life that just know that whatever you are going through as an individual, someone is going through 10 times worse than what you're going through. To a point where when COVID was happening, I was feeling so sorry. I was even taking good care of a few of them, the strict people, because where were they going to get food?
Yeah.
Money or anything to operate. So I was just freeing myself, giving them the food they needed, and a little bit of money so they can the money, they couldn't buy anything anyway, but at least I made sure they had food and everything, because I was feeling so sorry for them that, hey, here I am crying over the fact that I can't leave my house, but they actually have no direction, so there are things we can't cry about as individuals because someone else actually has nothing. So that's me. I think that's how I look at life, where I'm just like, be happy. Where I am, I'm actually happy. I'm doing well, and I plan to do better. As much as I'm unhappy, because you'll never be fully happy. No one will be fully happy. I am unhappy, but I will...
With certain things.
Yes,
with certain things,
yes. But I know that things will get better. So whoever is going through whatever, just better yourself. And you'll see how life can actually change for you.
And
I didn't think I'll be where I am today,
Yeah.
and I'm happy with where I am.
As we wrap it up, what can we expect from you in future? What are those things that you're looking forward to that we can also, expect to see that you're working on?
I've put this on hold since my car accident. It's what I wanted to move to LA for. And I'm like, you know what? I've been focusing on my recovery, on myself, my mental, everything of mine. I've been focusing on it. And I'm like, you know what? Now I actually need to get that going. So
get the ball rolling.
Guys.
We'll be seeing you.
The year, by the time the year ends, that would have came together.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, all the best for that.
Thank you.
All the best. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly
so
appreciate
much.
your time. And I know our viewers are also, appreciating you as well for sharing your story and continuously not being afraid to share your journey with us. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking about this is hard, but it'll always be there. It's permanent.
And it's making you stronger.
Yeah, you get stronger.
Yeah.
You do get stronger.
And to you, our lovely viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. See you again next week, same time, same place. I love you.